Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the arena your umpires and their team of technical officials.
And welcome to Birmingham, a city located in the heart of England. And it's a city which actually has more miles of canals than Venice. We're at the Barclaycard Arena, the second largest indoor arena in the United Kingdom. And for a 24th consecutive year, this magnificent venue is playing host to the Yonex All England Championships. It's an event that's steeped in history, the oldest and most prestigious annual international tournament in the sport of badminton. And for a third consecutive year, the Yonex All England is the first event on the 12-tournament MetLife BWF World Super Series. Not only the first event, but also the first of 5 premier events, an even higher tier of tournament within the Super Series. Plus, as you saw, at the end of the year is the Super Series finals. Just the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines qualify for the end of season finale. And the destination, once again, is Dubai. Well, 5 matches for you this afternoon, and we're starting with the Olympic silver medalist, Pusarla Sindhu. She's up against the young Indonesian Ayustine. Then it's men's singles and the 3-time former champion, Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia. In fact, he's been in 6 finals here at the All England Championships. He's up against the beaten finalist last week at the German Grand Prix Gold, Wang Suwei of Chinese Taipei. Then it's men's doubles and Kamara and Sonoda of Japan, winners of the Hong Kong, the last of the 12 Super Series events last year. They're up against Astrup and Rasmussen, fresh from victory last week in Germany. Then it's the second women's singles and Suya Qing of Chinese Taipei up against the 2013 world champion Ratchanok Intanon, who was also a beaten finalist here 4 years ago. Then we finish with mixed doubles and home interest, the married couple of Chris and Gabby Adcock, the Commonwealth Games gold medalists, up against the Chinese pair of Xu Chen and Du Hui. Well, with women's singles being our first match on, a chance for us to look at the women's singles draw, and I can tell you that all 8 seeds progress through to the second round. We're just looking at the top half of the draw. What strength there, the number 1 seed in the same quarter as the Olympic silver medalists, and of course there's Olympic bronze medalists in that top half of the draw as well. Well, I'm delighted to say that Steve Peterson, a former head coach of the Danish national team, with us once again. What an atmosphere, Steve.
Yeah, fantastic atmosphere. I had a chance to talk to some Danish players ahead of this tournament, and they're all looking forward to this tournament. That's the most forward to in the year.
Yes, it certainly is a really high tournament. Let's get play underway and join our MC for this to get the players onto court. Howard Benson.
2017, time to welcome the players for the women's singles round 2 opener. The number 6 seed from India, Pusarla v Sindhu, and her opponent from Indonesia, Dinar Dyah Ayustine.
So the first of our matches, women's singles, the number 6 seed, the Olympic silver medalist Pusarla Sindhu up against the Indonesian Dinar Dyah Ayustine. So the first duty of the umpire, and the umpire is David Schraben from Austria. A toss of the coin, and it looks like Ayustine has won the toss of the coin. Now players can choose whether to serve, whether to receive, or whether to choose which end of the court to start the match. So the Olympic silver medalist, there she is. A little bit of worrying strapping on her right leg there, just behind the knee. The 21-year-old who was born in Secunderabad, just north of Hyderabad. Down one place in the world ranking to 6. That world ranking published just a couple of hours ago. And she has never been past this stage of this competition previously. One second round appearance, and that was in 2013, her 5th appearance here at the All England Championships. Her first round match was against the tall left-hander from Denmark, Mette Poulsen, and it was 2 straight games in just 29 minutes, so looking in good form. Her opponent, Dinar Dyah Ayustine from Indonesia, born in Karanggana in central Java. 39 on the world ranking at the moment, has been as high as 32. That was actually just last month. Beginning of last month, had 2 weeks at 32. Now, not only is this her first appearance at the All England Championships, it's actually her first Super Series tournament outside of her home country. And for her to get through to the second round is astonishing, because in her previous Super Series appearances, well, she has lost in the qualifying. Now, yesterday, she beat the qualifier, Natalia Kobrula from Denmark. It was a very strange second game. She was actually 15-6 up, and then probably lost 12 of the next 13 points to be 16-18 down. But through she came. It's not how you start, but how you finish, isn't it, Steen? So as far as she was concerned, obviously disappointing for you, because you are, of course, Danish, and obviously take a keen interest in the youngsters that are coming along. There is David Schraben from Austria. David Evans from England will be our service judge. And incidentally, this will be the first meeting between these two players on the international stage. And I don't think that's at all surprising, is it, Steen, considering that this young lady that we're looking at, Ayustine, this is her first Super Series tournament outside of Indonesia.
Yeah, she would need it to draw Sindhu in the first round of Indonesia Open to have had a chance to play her ahead of this.
Well, it's always very nerve-wracking, isn't it? This is the only match on court at the moment. Everybody's attention towards this one encounter.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Dinar Dyah Ayustine, Indonesia. And on my left, the Sindhu Pusarla, India. Dinar Dyah Ayustine to serve. Love all. Play.
So the 23-year-old from Indonesia. What an experience for her. Center stage at the most prestigious tournament of them all. Well, it's a very, very positive start from the tall Pusarla Venkata Sindhu. 1m80, that's 5'11". Look at that. I'm a little bit concerned though, Steen, to see the strapping on her right knee there. We didn't read anything in the media, so that's not the sort of thing that would be put into the media if she's got a little niggling injury.
No, and the strapping there, it seems quite big on the back of her knee. I don't think I've ever seen a strapping exactly that place, but yesterday when she was playing with the Poulsen of Denmark, she had it down her lower leg as well, so hopefully it's just a precaution.
And it's just wide.
2-all.
That's a good drop shot. Just one.
Amazing rally here in the beginning of the first game. Not easy to be accurate in your clearing game so early in the match.
Very interesting addition to the Indian coaching staff, isn't it, Steen? Mulyo?
Yeah. Mulyo Handoyo?
Yeah. Coached, of course, he's originally from Indonesia, and he coached the former world and Olympic champion, Taufik Hidayat. There he is, on the left.
3-all.
Yeah, and a little bit surprising to me that Tan Kim Her, the guy on the right, the Malaysian coach, was there, because he's normally the doubles team coach in India.
4-3.
It's a big step up in level of play for Ayustine, these Super Series events. Oh, that's going to be. Steen, I wonder if the absence of Pusarla Gopichand on the coaching bench is because Pranoy in the men's singles is playing on one of the adjoining courts, perhaps within the hours.
I'm not sure, but it might be.
Yeah.
Called out.
Serve's over.
I was a little bit surprised
5-4.
that Ayustine didn't challenge that one. Couldn't really see it that good, but I mean, since it's her first Super Series, it's perfectly possible that she's not aware that she has the challenge possibility.
Well, she certainly wouldn't have played with that opportunity before. That's a nice backhand.
7.
She's just piling on the pressure now, isn't she, PV Sindhu?
This is where experience normally comes in handy, from standing in an Olympic final all alone against your opponent. So standing here alone on the court in the All England doesn't seem that frightening as it might have done earlier.
7.
I don't know whether you read the newspaper reports prior to the All England in India, Steen, but I mean, she was saying, well, I'm treating the All England just like another Super Series event. Of course, she understood that this is the most prestigious of them all, but her way of coping with that pressure is to say, well, I'm just treating it like every other Super Series tournament is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a really good plan if she can stick to it, because it is just any other Super Series. It's just sometimes you feel it a little bit different when you walk on that court and look around here in the Barclaycard Arena. Then you suddenly get a feeling that it's perhaps a little bit bigger because of the tradition, because of the history. looking in great form, Sindhu. Watched a little bit of her match yesterday, and she had absolutely no problem disposing of the Danish national champion Mette Poulsen. And a very, very good start here as well in the first game of the second round.
To reach the drop shot first of all, Ayustine, but couldn't control the block. And it means that the Olympic silver medalist has a 6-point advantage.
Most of the time she will keep shooting your forehand. Other than that, attack is good. You attack for backhand there, you only keep straight only. Nothing much you can do. Only thing, just don't give her chance. You keep pressure there.
Stay focused.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, don't give her anything, keep the pressure on. Nati Timor, the Olympic silver medalist and mixed doubles in 72,000.
20 seconds.
Yeah, interesting. From what I hear, there's been quite a shuffle in the coaching setup in the Indonesian team, and of course we know that Director of Sports, former Director of Sports, Rexham Meineke, is now with the Thailand national team.
11-5. Play.
Oh, look at that. That's a great angle.
12-5.
Good movements as well from the short forehand corner, getting behind that shuttle to get the smash opportunity. Well done, Sindhu.
It was interesting after the Olympic Games, Steen, because she talked about the responsibility, having won a silver medal, and in fact she's the first female athlete from her country ever to win an Olympic silver medal. There's been bronze medals for female athletes before, 4 of them to be precise, but she was saying with the extra responsibility, I must train harder.
Yeah, and some of the stories about her training makes it almost impossible, because it was something like getting up at 4 o'clock, ready for practice at 5:30, and the first of 4 practices a day. I've heard of 3 practices a day, but 4, that seems a lot.
Good rally. Yeah, string's gone. That's why the error. Pusarla Sindhu. Well, the team of stringers here at the Yonex All England were telling me on day 1 that they'd been given more rackets so far on day 1 to restring than they restrung the whole of last year. They'll be even more busy now.
Yeah, and there's been 2 months without Super Series, so you could imagine that sort of the broken rackets have sort of piled up, and they're bringing them here to All England to be taken care of by expert stringers.
Yeah, good point. Another good rally.
Good retrieval by Ayustine.
Oh, I like that punch clear. Well, I saw at the first couple of rallies that Ayustine was looking a little bit nervous, but I think she's settled in.
Yeah, I totally agree. I thought from the change of ends, she chose the far end of the court, and that to me showed some confidence, because I think she chose the more difficult end to play, especially in women's singles. I think she is playing with the drift, so that she has a tough time being accurate on the baseline of PV Sindhu.
14-8.
The problem for Ayustine, as I see it here, is that she comes in second on most skills. If you compare the two players, Sindhu's got the better reach. She's got the more dangerous smash because it comes down from very high, approximately 2.5 meters, I guess, with the stretched arm and the racket. I think maybe you could say that if she's to win this match, it's with good defense and a great touch, and then perhaps her agility to be a little bit more flexible and quick in her defense. That's what I feel that she's got going for her, and let's see if that's enough to challenge the Olympic silver medalist.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit, Stina, I've heard of Ayustine previously. I've been following her results in Grand Prix Gold tournaments, in international challenger events and so on. Last year, I know she won the Thailand International Challenger event, beating teammate Rosalie Hattawan in the final. But I've never really had the opportunity to watch her close. Oh, goodness me, that was good judgment, wasn't it? And I'm impressed by what I've seen in yesterday's match and what I've seen so far today.
Yeah. So if she eventually can, we haven't seen that might be due to nerves or just getting settled in the hole, but we haven't seen a lot of attacking shots. We haven't seen a lot of wow shots where we know Sindhu smash. That's a really, really strong point. We haven't really seen that yet from Ayustine, and if she's to become a factor in women's singles, I think it's important that she gets that into her game so that you don't have to work really, really hard from the beginning of the tournament. Then eventually you get really, really tired when you reach semi-final stage, final stages.
Yeah, it's a nice touch there, that's for certain. Oh, that's landed in. Yeah. Hand on head.
17,
to say, oh no,
11.
why did I leave that? That was clearly in.
Yeah, and that was exactly the thing about the drift, that Sindhu can push her shots a little bit more because the drift helps them stay in.
Oh, just missed it. I think that was worth the challenge as well. What do you reckon, Steve?
I think it was wide.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. It's a couple of times Pusarla Sindhu has played that straight round the head drop shot.
Yeah, and it's been really good.
Yeah. You need very good racket head control for that, because your body weight is coming back in court.
And you're coming at an angle as well. You're coming from the opposite side of the court, so it's so easy to sort of just draw the wide. Was the favorite shot of a former Danish world champion, Camilla Martin. She had that stop drop as a favorite shot.
And of course, former England champion as well, Camilla Martin, wasn't she?
In 2002, where the scoring system was on trial, and he played to 7 points, but 5 games.
Well, just to prove that she can play
Serves over.
a cross-court drop from that round the head
20,
position as well.
Game point, 12.
I actually think those two drops from Sindhu, the one we talked about and this one here, these are new additions to her game. I seem to recall that we've been talking about her difficulties in playing really tight to the net from the backcourt, that it was always going behind the first service line. The drop shots.
Well, fairly convincing opening game from the number 6 seed.
21-12.
Pusarla Venkata Sindhu. 21-12 in 16 minutes.
Game same. Just only be only one thing when you attack, you are not sure, then be patient first. Other than that, when she toss cross, especially she toss cross, you can drop two sides. Other than that, nothing else. Everything is okay. Just don't feel like you want to play, you play. Cross. Don't like feel one or the one cross and not cross. Just make one call only. Okay. Other than that, nothing else. Just careful about your forehand there. She will keep shooting you there.
Langsung sini kok, pojok kanan, Kowe gak ngerti bola, cepet kok bola nih soalnya. Yo, begitu naik, dolek nang ndi, langsung siap. Sik ojo munggah, dodok wae pokok. Yo, tahan dulu. Siji, pokok siji sak poin. Yo, terus apa meneh sing gak enak? Sing aneh lho kok. Apa? Kiri. Iku gak enak lob serangannya.
Something about that deep backhand, isn't there?
Wes paling dibantol ambek kowe. Wis siapa kok ngangkat langsung dolek bola. Pasti medun. Entah silang atau itu nih cerit. Yo. Fokus aja situ. Kamu situ. Angel gak apa-apa. Yang penting max itu. Ya. Lanjut.
Minati Timur was a wonderful skilled player herself.
Court 1, 20
Did you
seconds. Court
get
1,
anything from
20
the
seconds.
coaches of this lady?
Very little. It was mostly okay, and we have
Yeah.
to agree on that it was mostly okay. I think there was something about the forehand, but I didn't manage to pick up what it was. I'm wondering whether Tan Kim Her
Second
was
game.
actually doing the talking here. Is
Level.
on the chair next to
Play.
Mulyo Handoyo, because they can speak Bahasa
Yeah.
between them, and Tan Kim Her perhaps is more fluent in English.
Very good point.
In many ways, I also like the coaching situation of Ayustine and her coach Minati Timur, because it looked like they had a project going on. She didn't look down in any way. She's lost the first game here against the Olympic silver medalist. No need to be ashamed of that.
No.
I think she played some good rallies, and of course playing in this hole for the second time. Played here yesterday, but it's still a tough task, and it's a totally different position today, except for both girls being quite tall. So I think that looked quite good, that coaching situation as well.
Yeah.
Three, love. Ayustine, get ready.
Oh, it's landed in.
4, love.
Yeah, just inside that back line.
Good shot again, good control from Sindhu there.
5, love.
You see the shuttle is a little bit above her left shoulder, makes it really hard to control.
Yeah, the luck of the net cord.
6,
Well, she won
love.
the BWF, the Badminton World Federation, Most Improved Player of the Year award last year. That's not surprising when you pick up your first ever Super Series title, which this lady did in China, one of the 5 premier events, and an Olympic silver medal. But technically, you've already mentioned that round the head thing. Anything else you notice of what she's been working on or trying to develop?
I haven't really noticed anything else from now, but she's playing a lot more to the front court. She's not playing a whole lot of clears. So it seems like she's better equipped to do well in this tournament and in tournaments in more windy conditions.
And when you say not playing that much to the back, does that mean that she's got the mentality of probably playing a more aggressive style of badminton?
Yeah, not necessarily a more aggressive style, but a more sort of where you protect yourself a little bit more. You protect yourself from playing too short clears or too long clears by playing downwards, because then nothing really bad happens unless you, of course, net it or play it out. But you should play with some margins in big holes like this, and then eventually, if you progress 1 or 2 rounds, you feel more and more confident here, and you can start sort of developing your game and get more and more clears in it. It's not like she's playing without clears, but we've seen her play a lot of basic game, hoping for the smash opportunities. Now it looks like she's beginning to work more on setting herself up in good positions. Also that drop there from the net where she makes a little deception on the forehand side. I like that as well.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
It's not been a good start for Ayustine here in the second game. She'll need some kind of Barcelona comeback.
Wasn't that extraordinary? Oh, that's magnificent. What a smash straight down the line from Ayustine.
2-9.
Yeah, very nicely done. Now, just in case you weren't aware of Steen's Barcelona comments, Champions League football. 4-0 down after the first leg. And it was Paris Saint-Germain. Just wide.
3-9.
Oh, I like that too. So a little bit of frustration because she'd played a super shot, little hold and flick earlier in the rally. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the right idea as well with the final attempted drop shot. So an 8-point advantage here in the second game for the number 6 seed from India.
Just said, only thing, when you go in front, if you take it early, right? You should drop, you take it early, right? You just stand it only. You got no time to come in front. That's why you just keep lifting. Other than nothing, if you have a good time, you take backhand there, you play the move. Backhand she can't cross. It's very straightforward.
Nyoba berani harus.
There's definitely something about taking it early at the net.
After she attacks Sindhu, then they feel that the only possibility that Ayustine has is to block it straight, so she can go a little bit more for those opportunities. The thing is that from an Indian point of view here, it looks like perhaps these two first games they actually can be a little bit too easy, because she's up against Tai Su Ying, perhaps if Tajin comes through, she's up against her tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you want to feel just a little bit under pressure before you play tougher position in a tournament like this.
Well, just to sort of sharpen up your
Yes.
game with the pressure.
Yes.
Oh, she's found the line. That is magnificent.
13-3.
That's where the height you were talking about, and perhaps 2.5 meters from where the shuttle's coming down, the hitting point with the outstretched arm and the length of the racket. Oh, my word. Now that movement, it's not just the shot, it's the movement.
Yeah, she gets behind the shuttle every time.
Now, I hadn't really noticed that until you mentioned that earlier, Steen. But you're right. Great improvement there. Oh, what a net exchange. Incredible.
15-3.
Ayustine got back the net court. That's just incredible from Sindhu. Lets it come out of the spin, the tumble, after hitting the top of the net, and just guides it across court for the winner. That low serve. Instead of serving to the tee, just aiming towards a little bit towards the left shoulder.
So it makes Ayustine choose whether to use a forehand or a backhand shot.
And that slight indecision, perhaps forcing the error. Oh, 9 straight points at the beginning of this second game with a 9-love lead, and now 8 straight points.
Good shot. Good shot.
Yeah.
That's a big improvement for Sindhu's game, that she's gotten those tight drops, reasonably tight drops from the backcourt in her game. Going to make it difficult for the opponents to really cover her clears and smashes, because they have to give some attention to those drop shots.
Yeah. So I think that's the first time she's used the body smash, isn't it?
It's not been a good second game for Ayustine, and it shows that there's some way to go.
Serve it over. 19-4.
It's probably one of the situations where you just want to get out of the court, because now it's not fun being the Indonesian.
Well, there's a whole host of match point opportunities for Pusarla Venkata Sindhu. Yep, only needed the one. 21-12, 21-4 in a match lasting just a fraction over 30 minutes. Well, it was a wonderful achievement from Ayustine in her first Super Series event outside of her home country. to make the second round, but today she was outclassed by the Olympic silver medalist. 21-12, a 21-4 in 30 minutes of play. So for Pusarla Venkata Sindhu, tomorrow will be a first All-England quarter-final. First time she's progressed to that stage of this prestigious event. But who will she play tomorrow? Will it be the #1 seed Tai Su-ying or Minatsu Mitani of Japan? Whichever of the two is going to be a much tougher encounter than she's had today. There's so many wanting her autograph. She's a huge star in her home country. Biggest name in female sport, along with Saina Nehwal. So, as far as Pusarla Venkata Sindhu is concerned, a first All-England quarter-final awaits tomorrow. Well, both the players who could possibly join her have won Super Series titles in the past, so it's bound to be a tough match. Well, our next match is men's singles, and it features the six-time finalist Lee Chong-wei, three-time former champion, and he is once again the #1 seed. In fact, it's the 7th time in 9 years that he's been the #1 seed here at the All England Championships. Last year's beaten finalist Tian Hao-wei in the same quarter. My goodness, that's a tough draw, isn't it? So here are the players. Wang Su-wei, whoa, what a wonderful week he had last week in Mulheim at the German Grand Prix Gold. The Grand Prix Gold is one level of tournament down from the Super Series. The Super Series is the elite tier of tournaments. And so for him to reach the final of the German Grand Prix Gold, his first ever Grand Prix Gold final. And he created history in another way, because it was